Just record. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy that you're all here. And yeah, I mean, let's start asking some questions. I think there was only one or two questions. Actually, let me share my screen quickly. Let me quickly see. Those have been answered. That's been answered. Dalian, I don't think we've answered Dalian's. Okay, let's see. Is Dalian on the call? Just want to see. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So Dalian says, sorry, I post. Hang on now. Yeah, sorry, I post. I post on Saturday. Actually, I just updated my page according to SOS. I did the facelift, used Creator Studio. I realized here on the script, I must first do a validation post before I go on with SOS, and I must start with the 14 days to create a workshop. But this information on the post, what does it mean? Must I contact all these people? Okay. So again, I'm going to just reiterate that there's no right or wrong on where you're going to start. For me, it's just, obviously all of you have started because you wanted to create a course, a workshop, an ebook. You want to create something. And I just firmly believe that before you start putting all the effort and the time into creating that product is to validate it first. And the way we validate it is by putting out a post. Now, I did notice that, in fact, I think it was Dalian that put out this post. I'm just going to bring it up so everyone can see it. So she's written this whole thing about what she does and how she does and whatever. For me, a validation post is much more simple. I wonder if I can bring up the validation post that I did. I just think where is the best place I can find one. Validation post, all you want to do on a validation post, I'm going to find it now. Actually, I know exactly where I can find one. If you give me a second, let me just quickly log on to...
Just go to Lady Boss Lounge, though.
Yeah, but to find it now, that's the thing. Let me just, I know it's, I've got one in Kickstart Your Course Creation. Let me just find it quickly, yeah. Yeah, in the module 1 workbook, under Kickstart Your Course Creation, in the module 1 workbook, this first module you'll see is also very much like I said with a workshop. Like these are the main things you've got to get clear on before you actually start working. And in the workbook, I'm just going to quickly download this workbook because I want to show you what my validation post looks like. Because all you want to do first is you just want to validate. You want to make sure that there's a demand for something before you start working on it. And what Dalian's done here, that this is quite in depth. She's saying how she helps people, etc. It's not just a question. And then she says, she said, you know, look at my website if you want more information and look out for my courses that's coming. That's not a validation post. That's more like an information post. The validation post is like just asking, in short, a question and getting an answer for it. Gee, because our internet's slow. Let me just carry on with the thing. Okay, the other question, while that's downloading, the other question that she asked is she did a post and then she's looking at all this information. This is not the information I'm interested in. The information that I'm interested in is whatever is written here on the side. Like, what have people commented on? And if you see my validation posts, geez, this thing's taking forever. When you see my validation post, you'll actually see how people answer and comment below on whether they're interested in it or not.
Ladies, I'm thinking of running a workshop on how to lose 5 kgs in the next 5 weeks using only 5 ingredients without having to go to the gym. Would you be interested? Question mark. That would be a validation post.
But also on a very plain background. That's what I want to show them. Jesus, thing's just taking forever. Has anyone done a validation post that they're happy with, that they got a good response on? I can actually see faces. No one. Okay. Okay, I'll get back to Dalians. I'm just waiting for this thing to download and then I'll show you girls. Gail says, morning, I'll try and come. I have come across any info relating to setting up payment options. Okay, so the payment option, the easiest place to go to is the ebook. If you go into the ebook or just go into the Tech Vault and you will see that there's videos on how to set up your PayFast account. That's the easiest one here, Gail. I'm just going to reply here. Just check the Tech Vault. For anything that's on the tech side, just check the Tech Vault. It should be in there. Also, one of the videos in the ebook course. Okay. Okay, here you are. Now I can show you. So if you go through these workbooks, there's a reason why they're here, because they show you exactly what you need to do, your course promise, your offer, the transformation, and then we're going to get here 3 ways to validate your course. Okay. There it is. Okay, so I want to show you, yes, I posted this. I'm thinking of running a workshop, how to turn your skill, passion, or expertise into an online business. It's 149 Rand. Are you in? This is the exact post, okay? No special things, no pictures. I'm not trying to tell them, this is all I said. That's the heading. That's what it's going to be. Are you in? I had 128 comments. This is a validation post. It's plain, it's simple. And all this was I'm thinking about running a workshop. Okay. So I didn't say I am running a workshop, because this is all about, I'm trying to see if there's a demand. If there is a demand, I'm going to do it. If there's not, then I'm not going to. The beauty about getting people to answer and to put to say, yes, I'm interested, is that when you decide, right, I'm going to do this, it could be in 2 weeks' time, it could be in a month's time, it could even be in 2 months' time. Whenever you're ready to do it, then you can go back to all these people and say, I had such a great response from my post about doing this workshop. I've decided to go ahead with it. And now you can go back to each of these person and you can go in there and you can say, so to register for this workshop, here's the link, and you can just go in and you can register for the workshop. Okay, so this is how basic.
Or better than that, you don't put the link there. No,
but these are all people that have now already asked for it. They are interested in it. Okay, so this is what a validation post. Go and look, module 1 of KYCC in the workbook, you will see that validation post. And here's some examples of what you can write there on the validation post. It's all here in the workbook. Okay. Just go back here. Okay, and we've done that. Okay, I'm just going to stop my screen because it's easier. That was the only questions that were there, and I'd rather talk to you like this. Okay, so who's got a question? I think that's the easiest way to start this off.
Answer Bronwyn's question there. Can we put a price? Yep, you can put a price, but just put a feeler price in. It's not necessarily the price that you specifically going to charge. And the idea behind the price is that you want to start polarizing, filtering, and repelling the freebie seekers. Because there's a lot of people that are just information gatherers and they just like to go onto another call and get another workbook and another freebie. At the end of the day, you need to sell your product and you want people to pay for your product at some point. So the first price is not necessarily the final price, but by the mere fact that you put the price in there, Maren got 128 people interested. She knows that 128 people are hopefully going to hand over a credit card in return for that workshop, as opposed to just say, if there was no price, probably would have got 500 comments. But is there any point in having 500 comments or 500 people on your call if 0 are interested in handing over the credit card?
And I know from that specific workshop, I had 48 ladies that actually paid and joined. Okay, so, and that's again, these are numbers. You've got to understand that anything online, anything everywhere, when you're talking about it, it's a numbers game. So the more people that you can invite to something, there's always only, it's like a party, you invite 50 people, but only 20 can come. It's exactly the same thing. So when you're in the online space, you want to try and attract as many people as you can get. So I had, roughly, to let you know, I had about 1,380 odd people register for the Passion to Profit workshop. And on our day one, we had 1,000 people watch. Day two, we had about 600, was it, babe? 600 odd watch. And day three, I think we had about 400 people watch. It's all a numbers game. And those stats are exactly in accordance to what we expected. So you've got to understand, the more people that you can bring in and that you can get to like, the better. But not everyone is going to end up buying, regardless of what they say. And not everybody is going to end up buying. Okay, where is this? Is there any questions here, babe? Okay.
No.
Does anyone want to put their hand up and ask a question? Yes. Who was that? Oh, where's it? Aniki, yes. Oh, Anna, yes, sorry.
Mute. Hello. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, Mara. Fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. So I'm listening, and I haven't done a lot of work, and I know I need to do a lot of work, but I'm just thinking now, putting out a validation note would assume that there's an email list already. So if there's no email list, my thinking is of putting up a questionnaire, because the backbone of my business will be quizzes. So if I put out a questionnaire that stipulates 4 points about sibling rivalry, and because my niche is parents with children, and it's all about parents not knowing how to cope or what to do with a lot of the sibling rivalry.
Okay.
Putting out a questionnaire will also bring in, so if I put out a questionnaire, it would require them to give me their email address.
Yeah.
That would be a way of getting emails. And the questionnaire will be it's quick because people don't have time, especially parents. It's more about raising awareness. Okay, so I'm not getting on with my kids because there's a massive age difference, or because their personalities are so different, or because I have a preference for one child and not the other. That's obviously the reason why, and I didn't know about that. So it's more about raising the awareness of where their gaps are, and which is not allowing them to really get on and solve difficulties amongst the children. But getting that email address, and then and then me forming a workshop, giving them 2 skills, for instance, on just of the 20 skills that I do have, on what they can use immediately to help get on with the children.
Yes.
How does that sound?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't have an email list at all, there's 2 options. Well, the easiest way is if you can get into parent groups, Facebook groups. And I just find that if you're in a Facebook group with a lot of parents, and you will see that they ask questions all the time, or even just a Facebook group where there are parents, and to then go in, give a lot of feedback on questions that people ask, so that your name kind of pops up everywhere. And then absolutely what you just said, just say, listen, one of the biggest things I've realized, or that I find when I'm working with parents, is this sibling rivalry. So I've put together this quiz where you can actually have, check out ABC. And and then, but don't give them a link or anything. Again, tell them to, if you are interested to find out more, just put me please in the comments, and I will send it to you privately. And then you send them the message privately, and then once you've sent them the message, that's when you want to go back to the post then, and you want to just comment there, please check your messages, I've sent you a message. I think she's frozen.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Anna? Okay, I think she froze there. Okay, so does that make sense?
All right, that's the way.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Okay, awesome.
Oh.
So that's all you have to do. So if you just if any of you here don't have an email list, make sure that you get yourself into some Facebook groups where your ideal customer is hanging out, and then offer them value. So it doesn't, you can create any type of a lead magnet, but do not post the link of your lead magnet in the group or in the post. Just tell people to comment below if they would like a copy of it. So whatever your lead magnet is, I always say, the example I use is my social media content creation planner. I'm in a group with a lot of women that are all running businesses, and I would go there and I would say something like, my members were really struggling to know what to post on social media. So I created this, the ultimate content creation planner. It has helped them so much. They absolutely love it. So I thought I will share it here with you, because these are people that are not on my list and they're complete strangers. If you would like a copy of it, please just comment me or social media or social, just use a word or anything, or please, it doesn't matter what, but you just want them to comment below in the comments and I'll send it over to you. So what happens then is they put in their comments, they say, please, 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 please. And you will then go private message that person, click on their name, private message them, send them a nice little message. Thank you for commenting on my post in the whatever the Facebook group is. Please see below my ultimate content creation planner or whatever. And then just click on the link below to get the planner, or click on the link below to get the quiz. And if I can help you in any way, please reach out to me. Have a great day, whatever. Then once you've posted that to them and you've sent that message, you go back to the Facebook group where they said, where they commented, please, and you reply to them and you say, please check your messages. I've sent you a message. Because, when we're not friends, it goes into that message request box. So they won't just see it automatically. So they know that they must actually go and look for it. And that way also, now the next person, the algorithm keeps on pushing it up to the top. So then you want to go back in the comment again to the next person. And every time you comment, your comment will come back to the top. So yes, definitely, that's a very good idea. If you haven't got a list, go into the Facebook groups, offer something of value to them and get them to post that.
Don, can I just jump in here quickly?
Sure.
Lead magnets. So in the previous call on funnels or webinars, so when you've commented, I've sent you the private message, or I've sent you the WhatsApp message, or whatever you're going to say to them there, is you don't necessarily then straight away have to send them the actual link to your lead magnet. You can actually then start a conversation is, thanks for your comment on my Facebook post. Is there something specific that you are after? Or you can start the conversation. It's not necessarily straight, here's the link to where you're going, because you can try and find out what made them respond to that specific post, for example. The other reason why you don't just want to post the link in the comment section there is because then nobody else has any need then to comment. Because if you just comment to the first person, oh, here's the download link, or here's my phone number, and everybody else looking at that can just copy and paste that number or download that link, you're not helping the algorithm. So you want more people to interact, and the more like-minded people that interact for the specific topic, the algorithm then pushes it to similar like-minded people, and then it becomes sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy, if that makes sense. The other thing is, just remember the lead magnet. A lead magnet can just be one-page PDF. A lead magnet is not a Wilbur Smith novel. It doesn't have to be, right? It can literally just be a one-page PDF. It can be a little quiz. It can be 5 secrets to losing 5 kgs in the next 5 weeks using only 5 ingredients. Am I prepared to hand over my email address with that bit of valuable information? No, I'm not interested. I don't put my email address. Me, yes, I need to lose 5 kg. My daughter's wedding is coming up. Let me put in my email address. So what can you give of value in exchange for the email address? And it can be anything. Like I say, what works is a one-page PDF, a flyer works, a little quiz works. If you've got a really high-end product, let's just say $20,000 US or $50,000 US, your lead magnet might be then a 30-page ebook as a stepping stone. But for most of us, a one-page is enough. 7 secrets is enough. 5 steps to doing is enough.
Okay, so I want to just quickly give the overview that I've just given at Funnels and Webinars as well, because I think it's actually especially because so many of you are new in this whole online world, is like, where does it all fit in? And I know one of the questions that come up, what do I do next? What must I do first? There's so much. So I just want to explain it to you that it's all good and well to create your product, your ebook, your workshop, your membership, your course, whatever it is that you decide to do. It's all good and well to create that. But once you've created it, who are you going to sell it to? Okay. This is creating the product is not the hard part. It's the selling that you need to know and you need to be able to do, marketing your product. And if you don't have an email list, you've got no one to sell to. So while you're busy creating your product and while you're busy going through all that, in parallel, you have to start building your email list as well. Now, the ideal list is about 250 people. If you're going to launch anything brand new, to have about 250 people on your email list will be awesome. And you can do that exactly like what we were saying now, what Stephen was saying, just create whatever it is, just one win that your ideal customer can have, create a lead magnet from that and start sharing that on your social media to start building your list. Now, preferably, like Stephen, again, what we were saying, like don't give the link because we want the algorithm to feed it more. So, but yeah, put it out there. The content on that lead magnet must be related to the offer that you want to give. So if you're going to do a workshop on, and we just had a lady that was going to do an option on no smoking or on quitting to smoke, then the lead magnet has got to link in with that. It's got to be something that someone that is trying to quit smoking will stop and say, oh, I would like to know this. And they will actually put the email address in and they will download it. Okay, so you can't do a lead magnet on healthy living and then you want to sell them on smoking. There's like the correlation is too far. It's too far apart. It's got to be in alignment with whatever the offer is that you're going to do. Okay. Is there any other questions? I'm just going through the questions here at the start.
I just want to talk a little bit about filtering, polarizing, and repelling people. Remember, if you have got 10,000 followers and 9,999 of them don't have any money to spend 1,000 rand on your product, is there any point in having those 10,000 followers? Is there any point in getting everybody to like your page and like your product and like everything if they're not your ideal customer? Like, is there any point in me going to like all of your things? Number one, I'm doing you a disservice because all that's going to happen if you get people like me going and liking your non-smoking post, you're going to get more people like me that don't smoke, that's never going to buy your smoking course, seeing your post. And all that's going to happen on my end is I'm going to start getting more and more posts on how to stop smoking. So we lose both sides. I lose and you lose. So if you one of these people that is asking everybody to like your stuff, if they're not your ideal customer, don't be surprised when you make your offer at some point in time that they don't buy from you. So you want to be polarizing and repelling and filtering from day one, so that if you've got 250 on your list, preferably it's 250 people interested in what you have to offer at some point in time. Not necessarily to buy straight away, but at some point in time when you nurture them, they're interested. So, for example, every 3 months, every 6 months, Maren will send out an email to everybody and say, do you still want to be on the list? We're going to be talking about A, B, C, D, E in the coming months. And then she'll get 50 people saying, I'm not interested anymore, my life's changed or whatever. So we delete them off the list because it's pointless them being there, because that one, they don't want to be there, and two, they're never going to buy from you anyway. So it's vanity metrics. Nice to show everybody, oh, look, I've got 5,000 followers, but none of them are interested in what I have to offer. What's the point in that? There is no point in that. So don't be afraid to filter. You can filter via price. You can filter via your headline. So if you look at some of Maren's posts, the opening line might be female business owners and entrepreneurs, or female coaches, consultants, course creators, and teachers. Straight away, a man looking at that should just scroll by because it's not for him. So it's already get rid of 50% of the market because she doesn't want to work with men. So now you're left with women. Now the woman reading that headline, is she a coach, consultant, course creator, or teacher? Maybe not. So she scrolls by, and then hopefully you left like a funnel. You started off with a big funnel, and now only the people that you want to work with are dropping into the funnel. So then the lead magnet is now going to tie into, what do I want to tell these course creators? Oh, I've got this digital product lab, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to create digital products? So your next post, or your next reel is around digital products. And then half of those fall away because they're not interested in digital products. They want physical products, for example. So then now you're left with a core group. And then when you're nurturing them, giving them value and educating them, with your end goal is your offering. So by the time when the offer comes around, you're not wasting your time with people like me. You actually got a course creator or a coach or a consultant that wants to create a digital product. Does that make sense?
And that is also a great way of, putting it out there and promoting who you are, what you stand for, building up that know, like, and trust factor. Is you need to promote yourself on social media. I know for many of you saying that you can't go on video and you're scared and all that stuff. This is your business. Okay. And I want you to stop thinking, we were just saying this in the previous call, one of the biggest reasons we don't go is because we're so worried about what everybody's going to think about us and the judgment that's going to come and all that. Forget about everybody else. We were talking about how it's so easy. Use that little block sign. If anyone has got too much to say, you just block that person, get them out of your life. Forget about them. There's millions and millions of people out there, and you really don't need them in your life. Think of the one person that you can impact. Think of the one person who you can make an impact on and can change their life. And all you want to do is you want to go on video and you want to speak to that one person. Like, have one person in your mind and start putting out content, because the other thing that people do is they start seeing your content and they're going to relate to you and they're going to start following you, so that when you, the next post that you make, you say something like, oh, I've created this free planner on how to do ABC. If you would like a copy, just put it in the comments and I will send it over to you. Then they're going to do that because they've already seen who you are. They really like you. They get to know who you are. And now you've got something free that you're going to give them that's of relevance to what they're looking for. And they're going to comment yes. And then you're going to get them on your email list. So you've got to build up that know, like, and trust factor on social media, because there's no other way that people are going to know who you are. We can't just create a product and set up all the systems and then say, right, I want to sell it now. You've got to, like, the shops in the supermarket or in the malls, they've put themselves up there in the malls. If people aren't walking past their shop door, no one's going to know. You can't just have a factory and not an outlet. If you had a physical business, you have to have some sort of an outlet to do it. Our outlet as online business owners is the social media platforms. That is where our customers are walking past in and out every day. And if we don't open our doors and we show the people who we are and what we do, they don't even know we're there. So you need to start putting yourself out on social media as well.
Surely you say, can you load your PDF on Facebook? So personally, I wouldn't personally make it public on Facebook, because like I said before, if you've given your link or your PDF document or your ebook, whatever it is, and it's freely available right there, anybody can just download that PDF document without having to put an email, for example, or you don't have the opportunity to connect with that person or to speak to that person. So personally, use the social media platform to do your marketing, and then you take them offline, and that's where you do your selling, is offline. So publicly is marketing, and then offline emails is the selling part. But like I said before, if somebody's comment below, pick me, or yes, 5 kgs in 5 weeks, whatever word I decided for them to use, and I'll say to them, I've sent you the private message. Usually then, I also wouldn't send them the link. I'll say, hi, Maren, thanks for responding to my Facebook. Is there something specifically you're trying to achieve? If it was weight loss, let's say. And she might say, well, it's got nothing to do with you. Just give me the link. So, okay, no problem. Just send her the link. Or generally they come back and they'll say, actually, that's my daughter's wedding in 5 weeks' time. I need to lose 5 kgs. Fabulous. What have you tried? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? Excellent. Build up a little bit of relationship. Look, I think this document's going to help you a hell of a lot to have a quick win. There's the link. Go ahead and enjoy it. And then I'll follow up 48 hours later or a week later, whatever the case may be, depending on the objective. But each time I've got the ability to speak to somebody, if it's like this or face to face, you enhance that relationship. Because you don't suddenly want to turn around in 3 months' time and say, hey, Maren, you lost the 5 kg in 5 weeks. I've got a better program. It's 5,000 Rand. Can you now just pay me 5,000 Rand? It's like, whoop, I've gone here from a freebie straight to 5,000 Rand, and I didn't hear from you for 3 months. Build a relationship, find out the person's problems, how you can help them, can you help them, and then try and sort them out. Rather than what most people do is you see your promotion and your price and your product, and yet you don't know what my problem is and whether your solution is actually going to solve my problem.
Okay, Tanya, so you say there, can you create a link to your new Facebook page that is aimed at your business? Absolutely, you can. So if you just go to your bio of your personal profile and you edit your bio, you will see it says there work at, and you can actually put your business page link in there. And it will come up so that when you, I don't know if I've got it up here now. Let me just have a look. So if I had to go to my profile, so here it says works at Maren Barnard. So if you click on that now, it'll take you to my business page. And that's actually a really good thing to do. If you haven't got this set up, it's actually really important to do that, because so many times when I'm looking, especially for the girls that's now in my world, and I go and look at their Facebook pages to go and see what you do, I cannot tell you how few of you have got this all linked. So for me, because it's the easiest way, because you've all got your, obviously your personal profiles are in the Facebook group. And if I quickly want to go and look what you do, I don't know what you do because it's not posted here. And if you haven't got it posted, what your work is, what your business is, then how do I even know that you've got a business page? Okay, so this is really important. And then like we said before in the funnels call, I'm just going to reiterate this. So don't look at mine, because obviously I'm a bit more down the line, and I've actually, one of my lead magnets is SOS. So even though I charge for it, it is a lead magnet for me to get people into my world. But this, before I had SOS, this is where I would have posted my lead magnet on this one and on my business page. I'll just go over there now. But basically just, my free lead magnet here would have been, for instance, if you would like a copy of my 10 steps or want to know how to start an online business, click the link below. And I had a free lead magnet that said the 10 steps to start an online business. So that would have been one. And I do this exactly the same here on my business page here. There's a bio again and this is where you can post your lead magnet. So when people come and check you out, which they do, I'm sure all of you checked me out before you did anything with me, and they see that, then people will actually go and download that. So it's a way in the background. It just happens. People are always, every day I get notifications that people have downloaded my niche or my goal setting or my mantra lead magnet. Like I've created a whole bunch of different lead magnets. That's my general lead magnets that I know all leads into having a business online and with all the things that I do. So people will just download whatever they can, and then they get onto my email list. Does that answer your question, was it Tanya? Tanya? Yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, any other questions?
Maren?
Yes, who am I talking to? Lisa, yes.
You're talking to Lisa. Can I do this in Afrikaans?
You may. The English ladies are going to learn a little bit of Afrikaans.
Okay,
I'll answer you in English, but you can ask in Afrikaans.
that's good.
Okay.
Nee, dis net die Engels is vanoggend bietjie weg. Ek soos jy weet, ek het 'n skoonheidssalon en dan sit nou die essential oil business. En die meeste mense wat my follow op veral op die essential oil business, dink ek het te create voor ek by jou gekom het, die followers.
Okay.
Met moontlik die verkeerde maniere, met paid adverts op Facebook, sponsored ads. En baie van hulle het dit nou obviously my page gelike, maar ek dink nie almal is noodwendig my ideal customer profile nie.
Okay.
Nou met wat Steven ook gesê het, mens moet begin om jou amper sê die kap van die koring te sif. Hou ek hulle nou maar net daar, want obviously as ek nou goed post, is my likes en my following baie laag. En ook toe ek my eerste post nou gedoen het oor dat ek dalk 'n workshop wou create, het ek mos nou geen reaksie gekry nie. En ek was vir 'n maand bietjie afwesig omdat ek longontsteking gehad het, so ek werk nou baie hard om elke dag ten minste een post te post om my visibility eers op te kry en dan eers weer 'n lead magnet te gooi, laat mens net eers weer jou profile opkry. Maar daar's omtrent so 500 followers waarvan ek dink omtrent 150 regtig ideal customers is.
Okay, so this is a really good question because the reality is that the business pages, as far as the algorithm is concerned, is unbelievably low. Okay, even if you go and look on mine, I hardly get any interaction on my business page. And that's why it's so important to decide, okay, what is my strategy going to be? So for me, I am in a Facebook group of 25,000 business women that's got some sort of a business. Hello, that is my ideal customer, okay, because I can get in there. And I am very active in that group. So not active as in posting, active as in commenting. Okay, so when I see someone says, oh, I've tried this, and it's not working, I'll go in there and I'll comment. And when someone is asking questions, most of the time, everybody is trying to sell to them. Where I do the complete opposite. I always say, do the complete opposite from what everyone else is doing. So I do the complete opposite and I actually help them, or I ask them questions to see how we can make their business better, or how she can actually improve their business. What happens with that is not only the person that's posted that sees my comments, but also everybody else that's reading it. Through that, I get people coming into my world all the time. So definitely get yourself into Facebook groups that is relevant. Alternatively, create your own Facebook group. Create your own Facebook group. So again, I'm going to use Stefanie as an example. Stefanie decided she was going to create her own Facebook group. It is work. Obviously, it's work. You've got to think about this as well. Maybe it's not the right time for you right now to do that. But when you can start creating your own Facebook group, attracting your own ideal customer into your group, that also helps to start building. So when you want to do a validation post, when you want to create things, put the lead magnets in there, it's because it's people that are already your ideal customer that's gone into that group that can, that will give you the email addresses. The other thing is, I'm sure a lot of you have gone into the Lady Boss Lounge. You don't have to, please don't, if you're not in there, you don't have to go in there, just a free group. But my Lady Boss Lounge group is my free group. And one of the things that I do is, you know how we have to answer questions when you go into a group? One of the questions that I have is my lead magnet. If you want a copy of my free goal setting lead magnet, please put your email address down here. I would say I get, out of 10 people that apply, I would say about 5 to 6 people put their email addresses down. And then I just go in and I just put the email addresses into my goal setting lead magnet and it gets sent to them. So it's another way of actually then building your email list because people are giving you their email for that specific lead magnet. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, to an extent. The question is when, like for instance, now I've got my Peer Drops page, which is now my essential oil page.
Thank you.
When would one use the Peer Drops page, and what would be the use then rather of a group? What is not the difference necessary, but
yeah, so I'll tell you. So a page, as you know, has got very little interaction. However, if you ever want to run ads, you have to have a business page. And also, I think it gives you a certain amount of professionalism having a business page, okay? It's where people can see. Now, make no mistake, if you get extremely active on your business page, and if you post things and you're sharing it to your stories, and you're sharing it to reels, and you're creating a lot of content, I'm talking creating a lot of content on your business page, you will get a following. So one of the ladies that I know, and I saw this happen with my own eyes, that's why I know it works, is, I don't know how many of you know of Adine's Flowers in the Cape. She's a lady, so she's on her farm, and she grows the most beautiful, gorgeous flowers. Now, I started following her when I think she had maybe a couple of hundred likes on her Facebook business page. You must go and see the interaction that she gets on her business page. It's because it's absolutely an ideal customer, and she posts her posts everywhere. She shares it to her stories. She posts regularly. She gets people to interact. So just go and have a look, Adine, Adene, Adine's Flowers, and you'll see what is possible. But then you've got to put out content that people are looking for. Okay, so her thing is obviously flowers, which is nice because we all love flowers. But yeah, you've got to put out that content that will really captivate people, and that your ideal customer is really interested in. Difference between page and Facebook group, I think the biggest thing is just reach. So for me, a Facebook group is a community. You can post in there, you can interact. People definitely interact a lot more in a group as opposed to on the business pages. And I also think you've got a bit more control, because with that at everyone, you know how you can use the at everyone once a day. So at least once a day, if you wanted to do, I mean, I don't use it all the time. I use it more, I mean, in my groups, you'll notice I use it more for important notices and things like that I really want everybody to see. But I mean, you could in a Facebook group use that, and when you've created maybe some really great content that people can benefit from, or you've created your lead magnet, you want everyone to download your lead magnet, whatever the case may be, and use that function as well, which we unfortunately don't have on the business pages. Okay. But the big thing is just to get yourself out there and try and build up a following. And I've just found, because I was so new here in South Africa, was getting into the Facebook groups, other people's Facebook groups, like using other people's Facebook groups to build your own following.
Okay, so would it be maybe a good idea when, like I've got now the workshops I do in person, to get those people that have attended the workshop that basically I have a validation with, maybe to invite them just to the group?
Yeah, I mean, if you know what you're going to offer in the group, just think about it and then decide, okay, what is the content that I'm going to put out there? And then just say, listen, if you want to be part, I've created a Facebook group. We're going to be talking all about essential oils and how to, whatever. If you're interested in, let me know and I'll send you the link to the group. And then make sure that you've set up the group properly so that the questions are there, so that there's something you can give them so that they will give you their email address.
Because I have most of their email addresses, because when I do my workshop, I have a little form they need to fill, a name, surname, because I do for all the workshop ladies a free assessment to get them again going on oils for a sales point. So I do have all the email addresses already. That's how I'm starting building my funnel with people that have attended my physical workshops. Okay,
so that's perfect. Yes. So make sure that you set up. What are you using any system yet, like MailChimp or anything like that for your emails?
Not. Basically, I've had just Google and doing it by hand, but it's becoming too big. So when I work those sessions through on your workshop, what's the difference between the different ones and the price range? Because obviously now price is a bit of an option, with committing to this one being a bit more expensive monthly.
Yeah, so that's why MailChimp is one of the best ones to just start off with, because they've brought it down. It used to be 5,000 people free, and then it was 2,000. I checked the other day, I think it's 1,000 now. So those things do change. So if I say it's 2,000 free email addresses you can have, I think it's changed now down to 1,000, because they keep on changing everything. But at least it's still 1,000 people you can have on your list. And that's one of the reasons why Stephen said, we clean our list, because you actually pay per for the amount of people. So like, I think I'm right now on a package that can take 20,000 email addresses. So I don't want to waste any of my 20,000 on people that shouldn't be there. That's why I delete them. Anyone that's unsubscribed or blocked or whatever they've done, I get rid of them, and I actually completely delete them off my system. So to make space for more people that are the right people. Don't take anything personally. I know in the beginning it's so hard because you think, oh, why did this person unsubscribe? I was like that. That's why I can relate to it. Just don't. Like, seriously, it's a numbers game. Just think of it the whole time. It's a numbers game, and we've got to just get more people into our funnel all the time. Like Stephen said, we've got this funnel, and you've just got to keep on getting more people in, and we get them in through our various different lead magnets. And then when they unsubscribe, we just get rid of them.
And
But
then
Lisa, that's,
MailChimp.
sorry,
Yeah.
just quickly, that's a perfect opportunity. You said you don't know how many of them are really your ICAs. So if you've got the 100 people or whatever it is with the email, you can send them an email with a basic thing. Hi, Lisa, thanks for being part of my list for the last 2 years. I know you love the essential oils and blah, 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 blah. Moving forward, my focus is going to be on educating you all about the how, what, why of essential oils and why it helps for migraines, babies, and putting your husband in a better mood, ... Would you still like to remain on my list or not? And then they can say,
Okay.
no, take me off, and then you'll quickly get rid of 20% of them or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I've done the same with my makeup workshops also, that I got email addresses from there. And I was now thinking also to put them on the same list, but obviously it's 2 different ICAs.
Yeah.
And to use that list, because I was thinking, as you said, Stephen, my lowest fruit hanging now is basically maybe starting with my ebook to get my presence on my essential oils a bit up there again before I offer something. So I'm working quite hard now on my ebook, but I was thinking then to use my makeup list and my makeup Facebook to get my validation on the ebook.
Yeah, this is a good point for everybody. I think it's important when you're starting out with an email list is to have your hashtags straight up. So if somebody is responding to, like you've got a couple of products for essential oils, make sure that they're in a separate subgroup, essential oils, so that when you're posting out something about lipstick, that you're not sending it to that group of women, you're sending it to the group of women that are interested in the lipstick, for example, because what happens as the group gets bigger, right, they're all joined to create money online, but half of them aren't really interested in creating a digital product, let's just say, for example. They're interested in the marketing side and the branding side and all that sort of stuff. And you don't want to keep on pestering them on write your first ebook or whatever. Eventually they're going to unsubscribe because that's not what they signed up for. So it's a good idea early on just to partition
Tags,
the people.
tags.
Yeah, so tag them.
Yeah, that's what I did on Gmail.
Yeah, perfect. So like I say, if you sending your essential oils, it's only going to these 200 women. The lipstick's only going to those 30 women, whatever it is, and the weight loss is only going to that 10 women, or whatever the case may be.
Thank you so much.
Well, there was a question there from Carol.
Oh, was there?
How will my ideal client trust me or think of working with me when I don't have social proof or track record? Okay, so everybody starts somewhere. None of us have a track record when we start, or a testimonial. And the best way is to build trust is by showing me. You don't have to tell me the whole time. Why don't you show me what I can do? Like in a video. Stephen, did you know you can lose 5 kgs in the next 5 weeks with 5 ingredients? Do you want to know what those 5 ingredients are? Just comment 5 below. When you talk to me. Hi, Stephen, how are you? What's the problem? Daughter's wedding coming up. Yep. Try these 5 ingredients. I can guarantee you that in 5 weeks, you've got 5 kgs down. I try it. You win me over. Didn't cost you much. It was 1-page PDF that you sent me. Now I've got a little bit of trust in you. A month later, I'm having a school reunion. But in between, you've been sending me emails. Stephen, did you know if you drink this amount of water, blah, 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 blah. You've educated me now on the uses of water. Next week, you're sending me email on intermittent fasting. Did you know that if you fast for 24 hours, blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly my school reunion's coming up. You say, Stephen, by the way, my latest ebook's getting released, specifically aimed at men over 50, how to get more testosterone, 199 Rand. Would you be interested? Okay, I've shortened that whole process into like that. But that's the whole idea. You gain my trust originally by giving me something very, very valuable. I had success with it. Now I'm going to stay in your world. If I had success with it and you were doing your job and you followed up with me, I could then give you a testimonial and say, Carol's brilliant. I've been trying to lose 5 kgs for the last 6 months, tried everything, and Carol's 5-ingredient system works. There's my first testimonial. Just start with one. Same with Yvette, who's got 12 people who responded to her validation post. She's basically got 12 people she can now use offline and offer 1 or 2 of them a free one-on-one session. Would you be open? I'm thinking of doing a workshop. I'm going to be focusing on childhood trauma, emotional abuse, and narcissistic behavior from your partner. Would you prepare to be my guinea pig? I'll give it to you for free. In return, you and I are going to have a chat. Yep. Okay. Then you get on the call. You do your thing. You get feedback from them. They loved it. There's another testimonial. And then you build it.
Carol, I would
Like-
also say sorry, babe. One of the things that I found in the beginning that worked for me was that I did a free workshop, and it was a free workshop on the 10 steps on how to start an online business. I got ladies in there, and then I made a very cheap offer for those ladies to come and join me, because I hadn't created my course yet. Okay, so I knew exactly what the 10 steps were. I had the framework, but I hadn't created, and that framework was what I taught them on the workshop. And then once I got the 6 ladies that joined me, that paid and that joined me, I went step by step with them. Now, the same thing, what you can do here is you can do a couple of one-on-one coachings, exactly like we are talking here. You can do a couple of one-on-one coachings with people and first work with them, go through whatever it is that you want to coach or teach, and then get them to write you a testimonial. Those 6 ladies that joined me gave me such good feedback on the gaps that I had in my course, and also gave me some great testimonials, so that when I was ready then to launch the actual course, the completed course now, I had their testimonials to go with that as well. So sometimes in the beginning, we have to do it a bit, put more effort in, and like, for instance, doing like the one-on-one coaching. I know we're all trying to, go one-to-many coaching here, but if you haven't done any of this before, and you don't have a following, and you don't have testimonials or any type of, what's the word, track record, then it's a good way to start, is just to actually do one-on-one coaching. Okay.
Well, do you just want to talk about tags? Yeah, you can use tags on
Yeah.
Facebook. Of course you can. You can use tags wherever you want. But
Yeah, but these-
historically, Instagram.
Yeah, but
was
these
the
tags
tag-
I'm talking
the
about
tags-
totally different.
Yeah, let me just finish. The tags we're talking about here is on the software. You can differentiate the people. So, for example, if you can think of Maren's got SOS, funnels and webinars, and digital product lab. So when she wants to send out the email today with regarding this call, she can't send it to all 5 or 10,000 people. So each time somebody new comes into the system, you'll tag them on the software, tag SOS, tag funnels and webinars, tag digital product lab, tag weight loss, whatever the case may be. So if she wants to send out specifically to the SOS group, it just goes to the tagged SOS people. So those people get what's specific to SOS. The weight loss people get specifically what's to weight loss. The people that are in SOS and weight loss, they've obviously got 2 tags. So there'll be a smaller group. And then it's SOS, weight loss, and over 50 years old, or whatever however you're going to differentiate it. So that's groups now even smaller. So those are the tags we're talking about. The hashtags is the stuff you use openly on social media for
So to do-
search purposes.
So all those tags is, if you watch the MailChimp videos on how to set up all the MailChimp accounts and how to set up this complete page and things like that, you will see that Michaela talks about the tags in there. Okay. All right. Any other questions here? Just unmute yourself. Oh, there's a Yvette. Yes. Just unmute yourself. Just click on the screen. There should be a little microphone. Sorry, and I can't unmute you. You have to do it yourself. Can you find it? She's on a, no, she's just on her phone. That's why. Just click it, just press on your phone screen, and at the bottom left, there should be a little icon that's got a microphone. Just click on it.
I left. Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Just to get clarity, what Stephen mentioned, and I asked him a question regarding my Facebook account. I asked, should I now start changing my Facebook profile because of the cause that I want to eventually initiate?
Yeah.
Because at the moment, my Facebook profile is just like ordinary. Posting encouragement memes and so forth, but like in my bio, it's where I work currently, etc. But should I start changing that and start, obviously, yes, thinking now in my business mind, in my business sense of frame?
Absolutely. Yes. So you'll see, I mean, I don't use my profile much anymore for my business. You'll actually see that I post very little on my profile. But when I first got started, I did everything from my business profile, and it was always encouraging things. And you'll see, I mean, this is just the reality of a business profile. If you're using your profile, when you post a thing about one of your children, and, you know, like when Ms. Michaela's grade 12 dance or whatever, and you post that photo, you get like 200 comments and likes and whatever. And then you post something about your business, and you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 comments. That's just the nature of the game, because your personal profile isn't necessarily your ideal customer. Okay. And that's why. So just remember that your personal profile, I mean, you might be in a different situation, Yvette, because there's so many of the ladies that you might be friends with that's in a similar situation that are your ideal customer. But don't get despondent if you don't get response, because the reality is, for the majority of us, our ideal customer isn't our friends that's on Facebook with us. So, but I would definitely, though, start just.
So I shouldn't delete it. I just should start changing it.
Yeah, just clean it
gradually,
up and gradually go over and start posting, get your branding going so that people can start getting to see it. And then also open your business page, create a business page. That
I
you
should
instead
do
of
a business page, regardless of the Facebook.
Get rid of where you're working
profile
now, and rather put your business page, link it straight to your business page, so that when people look it out and they click on that, it'll take them to the business page, and then you can be very businessy on your business page, because that is the whole reason for it. So there you can talk lots about your business.
Okay, so that I should start doing also. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. This is something, think of it.
Extremely overwhelming. Oh,
No, and
really,
you've got to just remember this, you're building a business, and you've got to take it step by step by step. You can't expect something to happen in the next 30 days. I mean, no business ever evolves that quickly, you know. So, and because we're solopreneurs and we're doing it all on our own, you know, for a normal big business, they've got lots of people working for them, and everyone can have a hand in it. So you've just got to, I love a checklist. Seriously, decide at the beginning of the week, right? What are the things that I need to achieve this week, and write it down, and then just focus on those things, because it is very easy to get overwhelmed. So you really want to just sit and then say, right, this week I need to create my lead magnet. And then even if that's the only thing you do this week, then at least create it. Then the following week is that you want to set up that whole funnel. Like go and see, how do I do that? And set it all up in MailChimp so that you can have it delivered. So when you've got that link, it's all working. You know, just take one step at a time.
What's a funnel?
A funnel, it just means the whole process. A funnel is the process from when I'm posting on social media and I say, okay, do you want a copy of my lead magnet? And they say yes. Then I write the email, the message. I've sent them the private message with a link with that link where the lead magnet is. Then the next thing is they're going to land on the registration page. Okay, that's where you put your name and your email in. So you go into that opt-in page. And then once they've done that, it goes to a thank you page. It says, thank you for downloading my free XYZ. It is on its way to your email. And then the next thing will be where you set up the email, where you've set it all up in your email. The email automatically goes to them and it downloads. It gives them the link to download that
Oh, it's
free
the
lead magnet.
funnel of all
The
this
funnel of the process. It's the
process there,
that you go
that's it.
through. Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
but
what,
I'm not yet there. I don't
That's
think
okay.
I'm there.
that's okay. Whenever I talk about a funnel, because there's different funnels, there's a funnel for your webinars, there's a funnel for your sales, there's a funnel for your lead magnet. So it's all the different processes that you need to set up. And we just start with one and you just work through it. That's why I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, because there's so many things that you could do, but just start with the one thing and get it done. That's the most important. So decide on your checklist. What is it that I want to do this week? And then get that done first.
So let me just jump in here quickly. We mentioned in the other group, but like we said, the women are multi-talented, men are less so. Apparently we're only good at three things. We're only interested in three things: is eating, lifting heavy things, and one other. So we're very simplistic creatures. Women are so multi-talented, right? So the thing is here is just think of one idea. What is the low-hanging fruit? Which is the easy win? So for the one lady, it was smoking, her 12 steps to quit smoking, for example. So what is that one idea for you? Forget about all the other things you can do. You can add on later. What's the easiest thing right now that you can do? Is, yeah, in carrying suitcases. Okay, 4, thank you. You give us too much credit. So what is the one idea? So the one idea is I want to show people how to quit smoking. How am I going to do it? It might be an ebook, it might be a workshop, might be a webinar, it might be a course, it might be 3 videos. I'm not sure yet. It doesn't really matter. But I know people are going to quit smoking, 12 steps, right? Who do I want to work with? Do I want to work specifically with athletes? Do I want to work with people that are over 60, coming to the end of their life, or am I wasting my time? Do I want to work with teenagers? Do I want to work with everybody? So now I'm clear on who that person is. It's rugby players, 40-year-old, for example. What are their biggest pain points? Well, the one pain point is I'm not going to see my daughter's wedding in 3 months' time if I carry on the way I am, according to my doctor. So that's a severe pain point. Is there a good reason for me to want to give up smoking? Probably. What are the other 2 or 3 pain points of my particular customer? So now I understand that. What's my USP, or my unique selling proposition? Why should people come to me? Because apparently there's free stuff online, there's other people doing what I'm doing. So what is unique to me that I can bring to the party? And why would people want to work with me? Maybe it's because you've got an online offering. These other people, all you've got to drive through the traffic to get to their offices. With you, they can do both. They can come to you one-on-one, or you can do one-on-one online. That could be your uniqueness, for example. Once you're clear on all of that, it then becomes much easier to create content and to post and to make your lead magnet. Because now I know when I'm making my lead magnet, my first lead magnet, I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm just going to do 1-page PDF. Rugby players, blah, 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 blah. 5 steps you need to know to quit smoking in the next 5 weeks. Okay. PDF. It's easy. I've created my first lead magnet. What sort of reaction did I get? No, it wasn't good. What can I change? Was it the lead magnet? Is my market wrong? Maybe I shouldn't be targeting rugby players because it's such a small niche. Maybe it should be fathers looking to walk their daughters down the aisle. Maybe that's my target market. That hits some significant pain point. Most fathers want to see their daughters walk down the aisle. So maybe that's my market next. Tweak my little lead magnet a little bit because the first one didn't work so well. I'm going to go with that. All of that is part of the funnel. You posting on Facebook or creating a story or a reel is part of your lead generation funnel. Because Bronwyn on the other call put out a reel. She got over 2,000 views. That is part of your lead generation funnel. At some time, they've been attracted into your world, and now you want to put them into your funnel. So that's a simplistic version of the funnel. But for anybody that's overwhelmed, seriously, that's what I would do. One idea, one customer. What's the pain point? Why must they come to me? And create my lead magnet. And you can do that very, very quickly. If you're uncertain, post your niche statement or your I help statement, and let's help you just figure it out. And then remember to tag me if you want me to see it, because I really don't get the notifications unless I'm tagged, especially if it's a few responses after each other. If you tag me once, unless I physically go and look for it, and I don't have the time to do that because people are posting all over the show, I'm going to miss those posts. So you have to tag me 3 times, 4 times, 5 times every time.
Hey, ladies, anyone else? You all look like deer in a headlight. Everyone's staring at me with these faces that like just look like, oh. I want to, I just want you to understand that you can really do this extremely simplistic to start off with. I keep on going back to Stefanie because Stefanie she was so not technically capable, and she was so she really took her time with this. Her first product that she created was just 3 videos. She created 3 videos on 3 different subjects to do. She's also with parents and children, parents and teens, and she created 3 separate videos, and she was just marketing these videos through her posts. She did start creating, she created a Facebook group, and she started attracting more and more and more people into her Facebook group. And she just went into the Facebook group and she just really marketed her videos through that Facebook group. This is why building up, and obviously she built up her email list through the Facebook group because she got everybody to give her email address. So this is why you've just got to decide, like, don't overcomplicate it. Just think your biggest thing is to build up an audience. If you've got an audience of 250 people that you can sell to, think of a room. If you're in a hall and you're going somewhere and there's 250 people that came there that day to listen to you, that's huge. It's huge, the amount of people that are there. So just start thinking about, who is it, and start building your list, start getting some people in by giving them free things, lead magnets, freebies. And then you can start selling them. It doesn't have to be complicated. And I want you to really think about it that way. And it's a progression. You start off, again, Stefanie started off now with the videos, and then she went on to create an ebook. Well, she's actually just created the ebook right now, and she's 2 years down the line. And she's also started a little membership where she charges 39 Rand a month. And I think she's already got almost 200 people into that as well. So it's just building up something slowly over time, and just start with the easiest thing for you. And for her, it was to just make a video. For me, it was just to do that workshop, that first workshop where I just got them in and I got those first few ladies to pay me. So you've just got to decide what is the easiest way for you to start. Like, I know one of the questions was, do I do an ebook, or do I do a workshop, or do I create a course? What is the easiest one for you? What is the easiest way that you can start that's not going to overcomplicate things for you? Because if you've got to start doing a course, then it's like you've got to record all those videos, and you've got to then have them available. You've got to host them somewhere. There's like a lot of technical stuff. What is going to be the easiest for you to just start generating money? And for me, a workshop, the reason I like a workshop is because it is literally saying, I'm going to do a workshop on this subject. If you're interested, register here. So all I have to do is set up the registration page. If it's a paid one, I think to this day, no, actually, I think now Stefanie's using PayFast. But in the beginning, she would just say, EFT me, get and get people. She just gave her EFT details, and people just deposited the money straight into her account. So that's how basic you can start. And you do a Zoom call exactly like this, and you do your whole workshop you can do just on a Zoom call like this. So you really don't have to complicate it. Remember, it's all stages. You start off with basics, and then as you grow, you can start implementing all the professional systems.
Oh, can I just jump in?
Sure.
So who's totally overwhelmed now and would like to be the guinea pig? Because you don't want anybody to leave here overwhelmed or uncertain or confused or fearful of taking the next step. So is there somebody that's wants to put up their hand, and we'll just work through that one person, and I'm sure it's going to be the same exactly for everybody else. If somebody puts up their hand and we can chat to you, Judy. Okay, thank you. Can we see your face by any chance?
That's part of the problem. I hate putting myself out there. When I'm speaking to someone one-on-one, it's fine. But the
Let's
thought
change-
of, yeah.
Let's change that little mindset thing happening right there. You've just got to change that. That's just a belief you've got. People want to see you. People want to know what you do.
Look at all those fancy degrees there behind you, or certificates or diplomas or something.
Oh, my word.
You've got more there than I've got children.
It's just certificates, it's fine.
Okay, so like what's going on in your mind right now? What's happening?
Okay. So basically, on a day-to-day business, I run a small accounting business. And obviously, well, that's what I enjoy in terms of dealing with clients and helping them. But I'm also wanting to look at creating a digital product, which means that becomes passive revenue. That's the one thing I'm looking at. And then maybe doing, a membership where on a monthly basis, I can chat to business owners, particularly my focus is more on business owners, whether it's dealing with them in their personal capacity or their business capacity. Where, even talking about things like managing their finance in their personal capacity, because very often, that the two are basically interlinked, and how to manage their finances. So those are things that I've been looking at. But when I get to social media, I'm not present at all. I've got I've got a business page set up and a personal page. I basically just scroll through it, but I'm not actively posting, because that means I need to put myself out there.
Okay.
So I've been listening to what you guys are saying, and I thought, sorry, I'm just looking at some notes I made. The idea of maybe doing the videos, there's so many topics I could possibly chat about. Then deciding what it is in terms of a target audience. That sounds like a good idea. Then again, when I think about creating a Facebook page, and what am I going to be talking to people about all the time, and what, are they going to be interested in what I've got to say? Besides the fact that the tech part of it, that kind of I'm fearful of.
Sure. Okay. So have you got your own business, or are you working for somebody? Your own business.
Yeah.
And you've got your own clients, obviously. You've got your own business. You've attracted these clients somehow.
Correct.
How did you attract them?
A lot of them are word of mouth. And I've done kind of, government projects, and they become clients. So that's how I basically acquired them.
And how long have you been going?
About 10, 13 years.
And how many clients have you got?
Probably about 60, about plus minus 60.
And how long have they been with you on average?
Most of them have been with us for a while.
Okay. And what's the reason that they've stuck by you? Why didn't they leave after the first 6 months?
I suppose, they kind of get used to having a relationship with me, where I've got kind of a personal relationship with them. And obviously I need to look at maybe changing that model. So we have been putting obviously more systems in place, but generally, they can get to speak to me when they've got an issue.
So is it maybe they've stuck around because you know what you're talking about? You're professional, you know what you're doing, you've got posture, you've got wisdom, you've got experience, you've got a track record, rather than they're just there because, you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Remember that they've got a lot of, they don't have to come to you. They've got a choice at any time to walk out the door. And the reason they've been with you so long, there must be some good that you offer them. Like if you weren't giving them results at a good price point, and they didn't trust you, and they didn't believe you, and you didn't act in a professional manner, and you kept them clear of falling foul of the law, etc., etc. Those are all compelling reasons for people to want to follow you.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's the other. Sorry, that was the other thing I was thinking about, maybe doing something like group coaching, or basically just coaching like you mentioned earlier, Maren, but more around advisory.
Okay, so you've got this group of people that trust you right now. Let's call it, you've got 50 or 60 people there that trust you. Have you sent them out any sort of questionnaire, or in your next one-to-one meeting, if you had a heart-to-heart with them, and explain that you think you can offer them even more value and more service, but on an online capacity in terms of like a membership group, where now you're talking about A, B, and C, and finding out from them specifically, because you said maybe you can do something personal or something business. If it's personal, maybe managing their finances. Have you had the conversation with them and said, listen, if I had to offer something online, you're sitting at home, it's going to be half an hour a week, but it's going to be stuff that's really going to impact your bottom line. What is it that you would like me to talk about? And let them tell you and say, well, listen, actually, I don't understand, basic balance sheet, or I don't understand how profit and loss really works, even though I've been in business for 20 years, or I need to know what to do with my money. I'm coming to retirement age. What's the best strategy? Should I invest in property or shares or crypto or whatever route you're going to go? Let them give you the information which you can use, rather than thinking what they need, if I can put it that way.
I hear what you're saying. I can do that. And very often people don't even know, like basic stuff in terms of security. How some people don't even have something as basic as a will.
Yeah, most people. So these are the type of things that, like, for example, a lead magnet for a will. There's a perfect example of a free way, or easy, a cheap way to get a lead magnet is, have you got a will? What are your wife and children, husband and children going to do when you pass away? Download my free guide or whatever. You can have a little workshop online, exactly like this, is 5 things you need to put in your will today, not tomorrow, right now. And get people onto the, but I would start with your 60 clients and go through them, and either send them a questionnaire on what is short in their business, or what are the shortcomings, or is it investments that they're looking for? Is it retirement they're looking for? Is it residual income, passive income, annuity income they're looking for? What are they looking for? Let them give you that information.
Okay.
The Facebook group setting up, there's work involved, obviously, because you've got to commit yourself to a weekly membership. It could be an easy course. It could be a selection of videos. You could sell them a sequence of 10 videos. Video 1 is setting up your will. 2, setting up yourself for retirement. 3, diversifying your asset classes. 4, why cash flow is more important than capital growth, investing in property, or whatever the case may be. So, there's so many avenues you can take, but use them. Like I say, you've got a captive audience, and they've been around you, and they trust you, and they know you, and they like you, and all that sort of stuff. So I'd like to think that they'll easily give you the information you need to take the next step.
Okay. But I just need to get my head around doing this and putting myself out there, and then just getting around the tech.
I think just ask them, just like I say, whether it's through a questionnaire, email, I don't know how you communicate with them, with WhatsApp, or your next one-on-one with them, is ask them, what do they consume the most? Do they consume video material? Or would they read something if you put out? Or perhaps your thing lends itself to a newsletter. Maybe they should subscribe to your newsletter if they're all avid readers, for example. Maybe if you
I
send out
doubt it.
okay.
I don't think newsletters work very well these days. I think people, in my opinion,
Yep.
people are so overwhelmed with information coming through. I think, a short video would probably, someone would be, and you've mentioned it previously, that 3 to 5 minute video, something quick with the facts, what it is you need to get out of it, and cut to the chase.
Well, they could join your
Maybe that's too
subscription.
short.
No. They could join your subscription service, for example, and each week you're going to send them an email with a video. So you
That's
can have just your YouTube channel, some public stuff on your YouTube channel, or you're going to do some private stuff on your YouTube channel. So anybody that comes across, you can look at your public stuff. So you're giving them nice information that's for free. But then you've got your private stuff where people are paying you 100 Rand a month, 300 Rand, whatever your figure is. But in return, then each month you're going to be sending them, I'm just saying, a video a week. And each week you're going to give them a specific tip. Or each month you're going to have a theme. This month is purely on retirement. If you're retiring in the next 10 years, or you're a business owner and you're retiring in the next 5 years, that's what we're focusing on this month. Next month, we're focusing on where you're putting your money. Next month, we're talking about minimizing tax, or whatever the case may be.
Would that just be videos, or would it have to include questions and answers as well?
It just depends totally on you. You could literally have video sequence where all they're paying for is the material, like for the actual video. Then what you could do is you could bump it up one level. So you could say for 200 Rand a month, you're getting my sequence of videos. For 300 Rand a month, you get to ask questions and answers. For 400 Rand a month, we're actually going to do a Zoom call with this, and we're going to discuss the whole topic. So you know what I'm saying? You could remember Maren spoke of the price ladder. So it just depends how much, the more in touch they are with you, the higher the price becomes.
Can I just say something here? So Judy, what
Yeah.
I did a couple of years ago is I had a membership where every month there was just one topic. And what it basically was a call exactly like this. I would create a planner with every call. So I had some paperwork to go with everything. But let's just say this month I spoke about the importance of getting testimonials. Okay, then I would do a training on the testimonials, on why it's so important to have testimonials. And I would also have like a workbook that went with it. Okay, so and that was it. So it was once a month that I did a Facebook Live or a Zoom call like this with everyone that was part of it. I trained on it, and I had and a piece of document with it. So you can decide what it's going to look like for you. You know, there's no right or wrong. You can decide, right, what do I want it to look like, and what do I want to talk about? You were talking about dealing with small business owners. There are so many things that small business owners need. And you can literally start it off with, you know, saying like, okay, how do they get registered? How do they get their tax set up? You know, the setup costs, how to form a business, all those things that you need to do in the beginning, you know, the legalities of that, and then opening bank accounts in your business name. And remember, what's common sense for you is not common sense for that new business owner, and they have no idea.
That's so important.
Yeah. And the thing is, they have no idea what they need to do and what is legal and what is not legal. And that's what you can teach them. So if you decide that that is your niche and that you're going to speak specifically to small business owners, there's so much stuff that you can do, you know. And then also, I know with our accountant, she updates us. She does do it through a newsletter, and I agree with you because I hardly ever read it. But I know Stephen does, so that's okay. But the reality is she keeps us updated to any changes. But just saying that, if she had to make a short video and it was on their Facebook group or whatever, and she came and said, oh, the government has just released that small business owners, as of from the 1st of June, need to do this, 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 and this. If it was a video, I'd probably watch it. I would, because as opposed to reading it. So just think of it. I mean, just think of it as a place where small business owners can come to, and where you keep them up to date with what's happening. Because that's our job is not, I'm talking about me specifically. I don't know anything about what's going on with the tax and whatever. I leave that all over to my accountant, and she sorts it out. But there's certain things that we need to know as small business owners, you know, or that things have changed, and what I could claim for before, I can't claim. That's the other thing. Most small business owners don't know what they can claim for, you know. So just think of all these things. If you had to start writing down and just dump all the little things that small business owners need to know, and that's all the content that you can put out there. And then, but you just put small bits out, and then whatever it is, whether it's through ebooks or membership or whatever, is when you start giving them the bigger picture about it all.
Okay. So I need to get a YouTube channel going, I suppose.
You don't have to. You can just start it off on your Facebook page and just post the videos or post the reels. You don't have to do a YouTube channel. These are just all options. Just start with one platform to start, especially if you're not tech savvy. Decide which one you want to do. You know, if you decide YouTube is where you want to go, then just go on YouTube and promote it there. But you'll still have to get people to go into YouTube. So that's why maybe you'll find that either, depending on who your ideal customer is, either go for Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, and then just post the videos there and post it on the stories. The same video that you're posting on the actual post, you post it in your story as well. Like, we're just trying to get it out to as many places as we can.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No, it's a pleasure.
There's somebody else. Carol was asking you, you've got clients in Zimbabwe. That's all right. The beauty of the online, you've got clients all over the world. So it doesn't matter where they're sitting. Like, we've got clients in Australia, some in America, some in New Zealand, some in England.
But even just think of us here. I mean, some of you in Joburg, some are in Durban, some are in PE, Cape Town. Like, we all scattered all over the place. It doesn't matter where you are, because you can still work with your customers the way we are doing now.
What is your
Okay.
business, Carol?
So I'm thinking of helping the women in Zim to start selling online. So my ideal client is someone like my sister. She's got a very good business, thriving business, but she's so scared of going online. So something like that.
So like social media 101.
Social
Mindset.
media, yes, or even selling knowledge, something similar to maybe what you guys do, but probably on a smaller scale, because you know the Zim market is not as sophisticated as the South African market and overseas.
So the first thing you can start doing is talking about mindset. Like, what stops, what is the stumbling block behind them not wanting to get on social media? Is it a cultural thing? Is it the husbands? I come from Zim.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I do. So is it the cultural thing? Is it the husband? The man makes the money, the woman must sit at home and cook and clean and all that sort of stuff? Or what is it? Maybe you can start educating them on the social media there, first on the mindset sort of things first. And you say, well, why will anybody listen to you? Or why won't they? You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Judy there. If you ask Judy, why do people stay with her? And she played it down like, oh, because they've got sort of nowhere else to go. No, people have got a lot of places to go. They don't have to stay with you. They're there because wisdom, experience, knowledge, all those things that we take for granted or you take for granted, you can outperform the 20-year-old and the 21-year-old. Maybe not technically, but up here, you're way ahead. You have to be. Otherwise, what have you been doing for the last 10, 20, 30 years? My failures in life must count for something. Every time I've failed and I've stuffed something up and I've been too scared to do something and I've learned from it, that's giving me a building brick to build on again that no 20-year-old in the world's got, will never ever have. They can't simply have what I've got. It's just impossible. They can TikTok quicker than I can, and they can Facebook quicker, and they can do a selfie quicker than I am. But if it comes down to moving from A to B with a bit of knowledge and with a bit of wisdom, with a bit of experience and expertise, I'll outplay them every day of the week. Same with you, same with Judy, same with everybody on this call. So that's what our advantage is. If you think, what's my unique selling proposition? Why should people come to me? It's because you're rock solid. You know, you've got a value system. What's my value system? This is my value system. I don't deviate. You know, today they're shiny objects. These youngsters, you ask them what they stand for, they're not sure. Today it's this likely, tomorrow it's that likely. Whereas when they come with an older person, or someone with a bit of a track record, they know there's stability, there's solidity, there's certainty. They know what they're going to get. So,
Thank you.
where are you from? Are you from Zim?
Yes, I'm originally from Zim, but I'm based here.
Whereabouts in Zim?
Harare.
Oh, okay. Nice. Anybody, we don't want anybody to leave overwhelmed. Is there anybody that needs to say something, wants to say something, still not clear, still scared?
Patsy, it looks like you just want to say something, but you don't want to. I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, to say whether I'm overwhelmed or not, I think I have to sort of just digest some of what we've done today and keep going over the videos and post my questions as they come up for me. I think
absolutely.
I think that's the way I've got to go. I'm working on something every day, so that's whether it's fast or slow, I am doing something every day.
It's not a race.
That's
the biggest,
the way I'm doing.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing. Stephen keeps on saying, you know, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And we've just got to, if you want to build a solid business and you want to get all your, I'm not going to say ducks in a row after we said your ducks will never be in a row, but you know, it just takes time. It just takes time, and we've just got to get it all done. And it's not going to be perfect the first time, and that's okay. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, we always think everything's got to be perfect. Like, I've really got to go and sit and redo my website. And because when we redid the website 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, I've already evolved so much since then that I kind of feel now I need to revamp it again. And the messaging is slightly different and whatever. That's why, like, it's never perfect, but the beauty about it is that we can just keep on changing. We keep, you know, as you grow as a person and as your business grows and you start getting more clarity on exactly what it is what you do and clarity on exactly what direction you want to go, then you just adjust and you just change things to suit you wherever you are. So there's no, this is the way I'm going to start and this is the way it's got to be. It's natural for us to evolve as we're growing. So I don't want you to feel like you have to stick with whatever you decide now. It's almost guaranteed that you will evolve and that things are going to change. And I mean, I just look at myself, how much I've changed and how much my programs have changed and everything, not the content, just the way I'm doing it. So yeah, I mean, just start. I think that's the biggest thing, is just start and don't feel fearful and keep it as simple as you can. Like, literally, like I said, if you've got something that you want to teach people on or whatever, start and say, I'm going to do a workshop. The workshop is a Zoom call. People can pay you EFT and just send them out. Even if you have to send out the emails manually, send out the emails manually and just get the ball rolling. That's the biggest thing. And then once you've done that first one, it's okay, I didn't die. That was actually good. And you know, I got some great feedback, and you send a feedback form afterwards and you ask some questions and you get people to give you some feedback and some testimonials on it. And then you've got some more stuff to build on the second time you do it. So it's just doing it over and over again. All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks again. But please just keep on asking questions in the group. Post your videos. For those that haven't posted their videos, please post your videos so we can get to know who you are and what you're doing. But yeah, if you've got any questions, just ask us in the group and we'll be more than happy to answer you. We hope you have an awesome week, and we'll see you in the group.